think they make star?
Hey, Fred. Fred, how do you say your last name?
Welcome to Dirt Live Off-Road Racing Show. And here's your host, George Antill.
Hey, welcome to Dirt Live. We're coming to you live from Chula Vista, California for the grand opening of Score International Off-Road Racing, Baja Burgers and Beer. Let's give it up for the restaurant here. All the fans are here hanging out. We got a great crowd here for the grand opening for this brand new place representing Score International. We got some guests hanging around. We got some winners of different classes that are going to be joining me up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit of video from Cactus Films throughout the night. We have all kinds of stuff from contingency, from qualifying, from the race. And here's one of them right now. When we come back, we'll be joined by the winners of the overall motorcycles, Timmy Wiegand and Colton Udall from Honda. We'll be right back on Dirt Live. Well, the video will be coming up in just a minute. Well, let's go over some of the winners that we had. If you didn't know by now, Robbie Gordon, the overall winner, followed by B.J. Baldwin. Third place, Bryce Menzie. In the bike class, we just talked about Timmy Wiegand and Colton Udall, along with Dave Camel, taking the bikes again for Honda. And really, one of the first 500s for Honda in a long time. Second overall in the bikes, the KTM team of Kurt Caselli, Ivan Ramirez, and Mike Brown. Kurt Caselli getting off a little bit, scraping himself up. Kawasaki was going after it. David Pearson crashed on the 4X. Steve Hengeveld laying in a hospital here in San Diego. So we'll be right back. Watch the video coming up, and we'll be with the winners overall on the two-wheel, Timmy Wiegand, Colton Udall, coming up next. Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. Incredible footage, everybody watching from the qualifying on Thursday out at Ojo Negro. I know you guys were probably busy practicing, getting ready, Timmy. Joining me right here is Timmy Wiegand on my right, Colton Udall, the winners of the Baja 500. Let's give it up. Now, I want to point out, folks, they beat the trucks overall on time. Timmy, you guys are, you killed them. You killed the trucks.
Yeah, that's a cool feat. We didn't know about that at the awards, but Colton seemed to know because he was pretty upset that he didn't get the overall overall time. So we saw the scores yesterday or the day before and noticed that we did have the overall thing. So that's pretty cool.
You know, those trucks are really hauling the mail. And for you guys to beat the trucks, that's incredible. Any problems, Timmy? I know you started out in the morning. Let's talk a little bit about your ride, if the people already didn't hear about it at the finish. You started that morning, 6 o'clock. What's it like that early in the morning being one of the first bikes to go up that wash? Is it scary?
Yeah, well, it's pretty gnarly going 100 yards off the line on the concrete.
Oh, I keep forgetting.
No, I started and then handed the bike off to Colton down
All
the concrete about 100 yards. But, yeah. No, the trucks are hauling the mail, and they got a roll cage, so it's no big deal if they hit rocks. We got to avoid the rocks. And Colton's got to do the gnarly stuff in the morning down the sand wash and stuff, but I'll let him tell you guys about his
Colton,
section.
go ahead and let's talk a little bit about that morning all the way to Ojo. How far did you go, about 100?
I raced race mile 215 down in Borrego.
Wow, that's a long ride on that bike.
Yeah, off the start and through the wash, they actually flooded it pretty good this year, and you gave it all the gas over that jump, and you came into some water, and you had to slow down and kind of skirt the edges and just be real safe, kind of pick and choose your lines, and for the most part, it was pretty basic. I heard some trucks had some issues, and Cameron had a little bit to say about that, but I thought it was, it's like normal. Most of the time, every year they do a little water up there, but off the start, up through Nuevo and out over the summit, it was definitely a battle between the Cowie and the KTM, and I was hunting down Cowie, just breathing their dust. I literally breathed dust for 125 miles, and Kurt on the KTM was just hanging back there, just solid as ever. And basically, it was a good race. We had a good battle, and finally I was able to break out a lead there at 130, and Kurt had some issues and finally stretched it out. By the time I got to Borrego, we had a 6.5 minute lead, and I was able to give the bike to David with a pretty good lead, and we just carried that.
So you turn it over to Dave Camo. I think he just ran a 100-mile section, pretty much.
Yeah, he rode from Honda Pit 5 to Honda Pit 7. It's 215 to around like 317-ish, or I don't know what exact mileage, and Timmy got on the bike from there.
Well, Timmy, let's talk a little bit about, I was lucky enough to ride from Colonette, right there about 300 all the way towards the finish. A lot of new stuff. Did you like that?
Yeah, the new stuff from Colonette I kind of enjoyed because I have a motocross background, and it was the first 15 miles, 20 miles I think it was pretty tight and technical and rocky and slower, and I like the slower stuff better and the more technical stuff because I think it caters to the motocross background a little bit more. And then the next 100 miles down the coast, and it was wide open pretty much, just straight, hook a right, straight, fifth gear, wide open. So that would actually hurt my jaw, I think, because probably I was holding on so tight. A little rocky here and there, so you're always waiting to hit that big rock, but hopefully not.
Now, you guys, at that point, were leading. I know we were hearing on the radio at one point 20 minutes ahead. Is that pretty close?
Yeah, the last I knew, I got on the bike and we had a 6-minute lead or something, and then when I crossed the road, I just figured it was about the same, around 6 minutes. So I had no clue we had a 20-minute lead or anything like that until I got to our Honda Pit 9, and they let me know about our lead, and so from there it was just kind of just maintaining the race and trying to be smart and pick good, safe lines and not just overdo it, kind of pre-run pace.
Now coming back in after Ojo Negro, you guys are coming backwards from what Colton did in the morning. Any scary places or?
Yeah,
Colton.
Colton rides the start. You know, he's done the start for the last, I don't know how many, 5 years or so. Yeah. So he knows the start pretty well. So and he knows it backwards. So he can tell you guys about that.
Yeah, coming back in from the finish or the start, I actually had a pretty good close call. There was a race truck that was about race mile 22 right after the arches, and basically came down a really rocky downhill, going pretty fast, and it was pretty sketchy. The truck coming on, going really fast. It was like 3 o'clock. I don't really know why the guy was going out. He was already having a brutal day, but he ended up. Other than that, it was really fun, and there was some silt section that I thought was going to be a little bit worse than it was, and finishing it ended up being pretty good. It was actually a lot of fun.
You know, you guys coming off your victory at San Felipe, this has got to get you going, right, Colton? You know, you got the 1,000 coming up. Of course, there's a lot of other races you guys are going to be competing in. You know, Timmy, you're still doing the Big Six, and what are you doing this year, Colton?
You know, I kind of backed out of the Big Six a little bit just because I went to the Rip to the Cabo, and Timmy's just been crushing me. Kind of Sally move by me, but I'll be there racing him later in the season, and I'm going to do some outdoor nationals. Hopefully Timmy will race with me, and Timmy just got me signed up for the Mammoth Motocross in a couple weeks, and super excited to go up there and race. It's always fun, and Timmy owns the place, so if I could just run with him, I'd be stoked. And I might go do the Big Sky XC race, and then it's for sure we'll be at that qualifier for Dakar. I really want to do the Dakar Challenge and hopefully put myself in a good position in January to maybe go race Dakar and go race up against Kirk Caselli and all the other guys that are able to do that cool race.
You know, because I think the rules, if you've already raced a car, you don't qualify. You know, so you guys come up and can definitely get your way into Dakar. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure really exactly how it works because Timmy's rider of record, so he's the one who's got the points, I guess. So if the National Hare and Hound we go race, we're competing against Kirk Caselli's, and what you just said, he already had raced. So I'm not sure if that's how it works or not, but hopefully we can be in that position.
Now,
you want to race Dakar,
yeah,
Timmy?
You want to go to Dakar, Timmy?
You know, I've never really had an interest in Dakar, but after paying like pretty good attention to it last year with Johnny racing it and Kurt racing it, you know, it interests me, and I probably wouldn't mind going to do it. But, you know, our team is a team. I don't think there's no rider of record. We're all one, united JCR Honda. There's no one guy, one individual to step out of the box and say this is my team. So, you know, if Colton wants to go, and if we win the things, then he can go. It's no big deal. So
I think it's, you know, it's cool, you know, because did they make Dakar bikes a little smaller for you, or?
Dude, when I was watching it, that was the first thing I thought about. Like, if I ever go race Dakar, you know, that bike's full of gas. I'm a pretty small guy. I don't know if I can, but there's a couple short guys that race the car that do good. So
yeah, because you got to, you know, put your foot down once in a while, you know, in the sand, you know, when you're sand dunes and stuff, you know.
Yeah, or you just ride stiff like me and you're fine.
So, but definitely great job, you guys. You really put on a show, the fans, and Johnny, pretty pumped to come off with another victory this year. Anybody else are just going to keep? I guess we can't really talk about it, but 3 guys for the 1,000, or can we talk about that?
Yeah, we don't know the plan. We never, like, we were 2 guys until we went down and did like a mileage run on the course. So, you know, the plan is always changing, and you never know what it's going to be, and it all kind of, I think the course dictates our plan. So you don't know. You know, we could have 2 guys, we could have 3 guys, we could have 4 guys, but there's one thing for certain is that we got the best leader in Johnny, and, you know, he knows Baja like the back of his hand. He's been down there for 20 years, and I think when all the competitors are so close in speed and everything, that pays huge dividends to have somebody like that and have the experience down there. So, and having Eric, man, that guy builds a friggin' awesome bike. So our whole team, the pit support, all our chase guys, everybody makes it happen.
Yeah, you mentioned Eric, Colton, just your bikes are flawless. Any problem at all? I don't remember you talking about the thing just ran all day.
Yeah, it still amazes me coming off. I signed a deal. This is my 5th year, but I literally held the bike wide open from pretty much race mile 142 to the end of the dry lake through those roads, and you're just like, man, I hope this thing doesn't quit. I hope this thing doesn't quit. And the bike's to the stop, and it never does. It just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling, and we've got quite the quality motorcycle. The CRF 450X is a great bike, and for sure Eric Serton knows how to build it right.
Yeah, great job. Like you said, Johnny behind the scenes, and you guys really, like I can say is people look out for the 1,000. You still, I ask you, Timmy, you know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, you always ask.
I do that. You still feel, do you feel underdog, Colton? Like he does?
Well, I understand his point of view. Certain things on the race course allow you to feel that way, and when we come down here, or when we go back to the United States, Kurt's quick and Timmy's quick, and I'm usually slower than the both of them, but it was kind of the reverse this year at the 500. So different things happen. It's Baja's Baja, so I don't really feel like I'm on the top of my game. If you feel like you're on the top of your game, you got something wrong with you, because it's a never-ending battle, and you always got to get better between strategy or physique or just everything racing-wise. So, yeah, we're the underdog. You can keep thinking we're the underdog, right, even though we won the last 2 rounds.
But definitely, if you're going to bet on somebody, I would be betting on you guys. You definitely have proven it over the years. You've had the #1 plate so many times. And, like I said, the competition now with Kawasaki and KTM, and even Kendall now jumping on a KTM, that kind of brings a little more to the table.
Yeah, it just adds validity to the series. It's cool to have the other teams down there, so we're not racing amongst our own teams. So, it brings, I think it just shows that everything in Baja counts. You might not have 2 well-known riders, or 3 in our case. We got 3 great riders. I think we're all great down there, and it just shows that logistics and everything else is a huge factor down there. Having great pit support, having great chase drivers, having people to mentor you while you're down there and point you in the right direction and tell you kind of where to go and what to do and how to do this. It just it pays huge dividends at the end, and I kind of like being the quiet people that nobody's talking about, and you just go in, do your homework, bust your butt out down there, learn the course, and hopefully everything pays off and you walk away winning.
Well, see this little gentleman here on the stand holding the spear. Why don't you hold that up and show everybody at home. Folks, let's give it up. Here is the overall trophy for motorcycles right here for Team Honda, Colton Udall, Timmy Wiegand, Dave Camel, and hey, they were the fastest out there. They beat Robbie Gordon. That's got to be incredible to beat Robbie Gordon on overall time.
Yeah, it's just awesome to get out of there with a win and be safe. I don't know what it's like to be in a trophy truck. I just know what it's like to be on a bike, and it's pretty. It's an amazing feeling. It's surreal, and it's pretty adrenaline, but all dangerous, all packed into one. But I wouldn't change it for nothing. I love it, and my teammates, David did an amazing job. Colton's a freaking man down there. He does a lot of people don't give him the credit that he deserves, but he busts his butt and he puts the work in and he loves it and he has a passion for it, and I have a lot of respect for him for sure.
We want to thank you very much for coming on the show tonight, Colton. Great job once again. Timmy, You guys really put it. David, if you're watching at home, awesome. I know he's up in out of Idaho,
Yeah.
watching right now. This is for you.
Yeah, David did a great job. He raced 100 miles, and he got the bike from point A to point B 100% solid. He's not even on the team this year, and or didn't have a contract, and he came down just out of the, just stoked to race, and it's super cool to have him to be a part of the team, and thank you guys very much. Thanks, Roger, for holding the Baja 500, too. That was an awesome race course, I thought. I mean, my section, pretty tough, but I was pretty envious of David Como and Timmy's section, so I thought that was super cool. More race course by the ocean, the better for me, because that's what I like.
Yeah, Timmy got the ocean, so he kind of cruising down the ocean. Was that pretty cool as you go all the way through Arendara and then up the hill over to Santa Tomas?
Yeah, pre-running every day was awesome. Just getting to check out the beach and the scenery, but they give the old guy on the team the smooth stuff, they say, because I don't like the whoops. I don't have much leg room to control the whoops, so
Right.
They got to give me where I can slide the bike around.
All right. Well, we're going to go to a break right now. We're going to come back with some more guests. We're going to play a little more video that we have accumulated, and we'll be right back on Dirt Live. We want to thank these guys from JCR Racing, the winners, the Baja 500, overall bike and overall vehicle, setting the bad time. Timmy Wiegand, Colton Udall. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be right back.
The Eldorado Reno 500 and Dirt Live Off-Road Expo and Vehicle Demonstration combined with off-road racing in Reno, Nevada, July 7th through the 13th. Come enjoy this jam-packed week of Monster Freestyle Motocross, Ninja Stunt Bike Team with a 2-day off-road explosion, and race tech under the famous arch in downtown Reno. Unlimited pre-running starts Sunday, July 7th with free off-road expo. Standard entry fees, no increase for this big race. Arrive and drive race programs are available through Wide Open Excursions. For complete details, visit hdarace.com or dirtliveexpo.com. All events are free.
Awesome trip.
The Eldorado brought you Power Pennies, where you get bonus spins for free play and bonuses follow you. Now, we're giving you more power to win with Power Ponies. Now win 5 times more on hourly races. More power to win. Win free play daily with random birthday bonus. Fantastic Friday slot tournaments. Win up to $1,000. Play Power Pennies at the Eldorado.
We're back live. Right now we're calling Robbie Gordon on the phone. Hang on one second. We're going to try the other number. Everybody like to listen to Robbie Gordon? Hang on. Here we go. We're going to try the other number. That was his work phone. We know he's not working. Still ringing. All right, we're going to play a little of the contingency, some video. We'll try to get Robbie. We've already had it set up. We talked to him earlier. We'll get him right back on the phone. We're going to have Robbie. We got Wes, one of the Navy SEALs here with us tonight. We're going to talk to him. We got the guys on a motorcycle, Fred Sobey. Incredible story on a motorcycle. The first guy in history to nerf B.J. Baldwin. We'll wait a minute. Are you there?
I am. How are you
Robbie,
guys?
are you there, man?
Hello. I am. How are you, buddy?
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Well, hey, congratulations, man, to the victory. Congratulations, buddy, on the big win down at the 500.
Well, thank you very much. It was an awesome weekend for us, and for us to be able to come down there and win the Baja 500 is unbelievable.
Well, we got a lot of
qualifying
fans.
was an important part of it. I want to thank Score and Roger for the extra effort it took to do that, because it is a lot more work to be able to put on a qualifying effort like that.
Well, you know, you started out in the day over the big jump and almost probably thought your day was over, but you got going again, put it together, and what a battle you put on between you, BJ, Bryce, Jason Voss, all of you guys, and then the lead that you put on these guys before the finish. So go ahead and talk a little bit about your day as you approached Ojo Negro.
I had a plan, and the plan was to be very careful and very cautious over to Borrego. And unfortunately, that plan went out the window about mile marker 1.5. I hit that water hole. I didn't anticipate it being, 8, 10, 12, 14 inches deep, whatever it was. I hit that thing at probably 90 to 100 going into it, and just didn't anticipate that the thing would go spinning like that. So from that point, it's like, all right, let's gather our program back together. This thing's not over. We got lucky. Nobody got hurt. We didn't crash, and I got right out in front of Bryce, and the radio. We hit the water so hard, the radio was flooded. The intercom was squealing. We just disconnected the radio and got back down to our business, and just took my time to Ojos Negros, And then the next plan was, okay, once we get past Tolos, we got our radio back working, everything seemed to dry out, got the intercom back, went over the summit, and the goal was to not get a flat tire going over the summit, but run fast enough that Bryce Menzies couldn't pass me. And as we were going over the summit, Voss had a flat, but he was on the gas so hard from the get-go that he had enough time to change the flat and still pull out maybe 10 car lengths in front of me before I got by him. And the plan was, okay, well, we'll just still, pace it, not let it get to us. And we dogged him over the summit down to the wash, heading to Cabuzzo, and he got another flat. He was just, in my opinion, he was driving too hard at that point in the race. About mile marker 190, Bryce Menzies, I went one line, he went another. He passed me, and he was the first car physically on the road for about a mile because he woke me up. And we both jumped in a couple different washes. I got right back by him, and I just wanted to be able to control the race. I know people said, I wasn't going that fast. Well, the plan was not to go that fast till the end. I knew if we could get to race mile 400, that what we beat them in qualifying, I probably could beat them 10 minutes from 400 home. And that's exactly what we did.
Well, it was a great race. I know we talked to each other at the finish line. No helicopter, something different for you.
What was that?
Not having the helicopter, a little different.
Yeah, unfortunately, very, very last minute, my helicopter pilot decided he was going to run in a side-by-side. And that happened on Thursday night. Thursday night, Friday morning, we got 100% confirmation that he was going to bail on us and do that. And I can promise you that'll be the last time that I do that, though. It's a very dangerous open in the road. And, I know we won by 10 minutes, but, if I knew that the road was clear and things would be different, I'm going to say that win probably would have been 45 minutes, not 12 minutes.
Yeah, you had to kind of just take it easy in areas where you really weren't sure what was ahead,
Well, with what happened to Voss at mile marker 45, where he had to head on with the local, that's what I was scared of. I was really nervous at the start of the race about that. And being that first car on the road, it's important to have something above you, a helicopter, an airplane, something to let you know that there is stuff on the other side. And I know that it's it's illegal to do that, to communicate. But I'm going to tell you, if it came down to breaking the rules to keep from somebody getting hurt or killed, we're going to unfortunately have to discuss that after the race. But we didn't have it this time, and it's just being that first car. It's very dangerous. Nighttime, it's fine. Nighttime's a different program because you can see the lights coming through the trees. But the daylight, you have no sign when you're coming around some of those corners.
Yeah, what did you think of a lot of the new sections that Roger and the guys put together?
I thought the course was awesome. I really don't have any real complaints on the course. It was a very technical course. It was very difficult. I got to be honest, my legs are still sore today. It took a lot of brake throughout the race. It took a lot of gas pedal movement. It wasn't just wide open, go till you get to the next corner, turn left and gas it again. You had to really throttle modulate. You had to be really smooth with your brakes. That section up and down mics. The whole section was pretty technical. There wasn't a lot of wide open fast stuff except for across the Laguna Salada. And Laguna Salada was probably 120 degrees. So the last thing I wanted to do was burn the thing down going across Salada. So I maintained about 130, 135 going across Laguna Salada. The truck would go a lot faster than that, but I didn't want to have a blowout. I just didn't want to burn the transmission up or anything like that. And the temperatures were hot out there.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your other part of your team. What about Justin Matney, man? Folks, the other part of RPM Racing, Robbie, you guys won Class 1.
Yeah, it was good. I took over Clyde. Asked us if we wanted to prepare the cars this year, and we took over the preparation of Juan Carlos' car and Justin Matney's and Laurel Laguna's. And with regards to Matney and Juan Carlos and my truck, those three cars had a flawless race. We didn't turn a wrench on them all day long. Unfortunately, Juan Carlos had a couple flats, but Justin had zero. I had two at the right places. I had one when we crossed the finish line. I had one going low, and I had one at the 230. But with regards to mechanicals, I can't say enough about the race team. We have had zero mechanicals since the Parker 425. We have not turned a wrench on any of these race cars, and it's been awesome.
Qualifying. What do you think about the qualifying? We know you really liked it, and coming out of that thing, top.
Well, I think with the package that we have right now, as far as our truck and the opportunity to qualify, there's no reason we're not going to start inside the top 5 every single time. And and what that does is it puts the lead pack, kind of like you hear them talk about the yellow jersey. You get that lead pack, and that lead pack goes, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. I think between Boss, Menzies, myself, and Juan Carlos. I think at one point, I was first. Juan Carlos was second. I think Juan Carlos was first at one point. I was second. I know Menzies led for a little while. I know that BJ had me beat there about the 300-mile marker by about a minute. It was an exciting race from inside the car. But the biggest thing, is that old saying in racing: must first finish to finish first.
Well, people right now are watching you live all over the world, and people here at where we're at for the grand opening, watching you right now qualifying on TV right here. Incredible effort. I know the transmission. You don't really want to talk about it, but an incredible new truck that definitely showed everybody how fast you can get around.
Well, that's a pretty surprising thing. A lot of people forget that truck is 10 years old. That's not a new truck. That's a 10-year-old truck, and we just continue to make adjustments on it. And if you look at that truck, you look at the truck that Roger has, which is an exact copy of the Riviera truck. That truck's 23 years old. We make good race cars that will last for a long time and be competitive for a long time, provided that they're maintained well.
Well, we appreciate you taking some time. Where you at? Back east, or where you at?
We're currently setting up at the Edwards Jones Dome. We have moved dirt into Edwards Jones. We're getting ready for SST race number 6, which is pretty hard to believe that we've had 6 races already this year. We ran 4 races in 5 weeks throughout last month. We have 2 races this month. We've got St. Louis, and then we go to Chicago, and then down to the Georgia Dome, and then we've got a race that we've been maneuvering around. I know we had Texas on the schedule, but we have been invited to go to Toronto, Canada, with kind of a government deal. So we're really excited about the opportunity of taking Stadium Super Trucks to another country besides just the United States.
Well, we really appreciate you showing up at the 500 with your big schedule. I know you're really looking forward to the 1,000 coming up in November.
Yeah, we are. That's my next race. I believe it's the next race for most of the RPM cars. We're going to do a major overhaul on all the cars, make sure all of our pit equipment's up. Like I said, I just can't say enough about the team. Both of our pit stops were under 40 seconds. It was just one of those picture perfect weekends. And as far as I'm concerned, I won the Parker 425 this year. We won 5 of the 7 best in the desert races overall last year, and we've already started off with 2 wins this year. Both times we showed up. So I'm really excited about our racing team and all the guys behind it that are giving us the tools to do our job.
Well, we got a lot of fans here listening to you. Folks, give it up for Robbie Gordon. Let him hear you. We're all out here for the grand opening of the SCORE International Off-Road Racing Baja Burgers and Beer out here in Chula Vista, Robbie. You need to stop by sometime in your busy schedule and say hi to everybody here.
All right, so fill me in. What is the Baja Burger? What's it come with? Guacamole, jalapenos. What else is on the Baja Burger?
Well, they got all kinds of good stuff. They have the Baja 500, which is like a half-pound burger, and then I know the Baja 1000 which is like a 1-pound burger. They got some stuff named after Ivan Stewart. We actually have a menu here. Maybe we could talk Fran into naming something after Robbie Gordon. What do you think? What do you think, folks? A Robbie Gordon, what would you like to be named after, Robbie? Like, what kind of food would you like?
Well, hey, I love Mexico. I love Baja. I love the country. I've had a great time and a great career racing down there. So, what a perfect name for Baja Burger. And if we were gonna be named after a burger, we might as well be Full Throttle.
All right, the Full Throttle Burger. We're giving ideas. Fran, now this is Roger's mom's restaurant, and we'll throw that, or a Full Throttle Burger. So that would have everything on it, right?
Well, why not? Put the Mac Daddy on and let's get on down the road.
All right. Once again, Robbie Gordon, give it up. Robbie, thanks for calling in, and good luck to you, buddy. Keep in touch.
All right. Well, thank you. I would like to give a big round of applause to Roger and Score. I think honestly, this is not because we won the race, but I think this was one of the best Score races that we have been to and participated in the last few years. I know there was a change of mile per hour that people were concerned with, and I know we got the wash flooded. But all in all, I think that Roger and his whole group did an awesome job. Even though Monster had the center stage there at the finish line, which puts off a wonderful perception, I couldn't be more proud to pull my Speed Energy truck up on top of it.
Well, thank you very much, Robbie, once again joining us on Dirt Live. Have a good time, buddy, getting ready for your next race.
All right, thanks. Good job, Roger.
All right, Roger's here saying thank you very much for calling in.
All right, you guys have a good night.
All right. Well, you heard it. Robbie Gordon. What do you think, folks? Was that pretty cool? I mean, a very busy schedule, but he put on a show, did he not, in Mexico? Incredible. Roger, come on over here real quick. We'll get Roger up here just to kind of comment on what his thoughts are. You know, Robbie, Roger, pretty cool how he talked about the event that you put on just this weekend.
Well, it wasn't just me. There was a lot of people there, and I certainly could never do anything like that alone. From my wife on down to everyone else, it was a lot of people pouring their hearts out for off-road racing.
Yeah, you know, there's so many volunteers and people that are out there working all night long throughout the race from the morning, and a long week. You know, we started out Thursday morning with qualifying, Thursday night with a monster party, Friday with contingency, Saturday with the race, all the way till, I mean, we had people still coming in at 10 in the morning, that morning.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of things that people don't really see that are, you know, a lot of work right before the race starts, and that is like running bulldozers in 3 different locations at the same time on the race course to fix different areas so that we know that even Class 11 and everybody can get to the finish line. And there, you know, the flooding of the wash, I went and checked that out, and it was an accident. It was just a normal pipe break in the middle of a street underground, so it wasn't vandalism or anything like that. And I was really happy to see that because I heard that there was 3 feet of water in the wash, so we went out there and checked it out, and it was actually like 9 inches. The city brought out some equipment, and we cut some holes in the dike. Luckily, we had paid to have a trench cut all the way down the whole wash, and so we had somewhere to relieve the water to a lower level, and we were able to get most of the water out. So what everyone got to see for the race was a lot different than what it looked like the night before. I mean, it was solid, deep water the whole way, 0.82 miles.
Yeah, just incredible. Well, Roger, you heard Robbie say one of the best races in Mexico that he's ever ridden. I mean, that's pretty good.
Well, we definitely poured our hearts out into it to try to make it the best, and it's really great to hear so many people saying that they loved it and they had a great time.
And they loved the qualifying, too. Really liked it. Well, folks, we're going to take a short break, watch a little more of the videos that we had all week, and then we're going to come back, be joined by a vet, a Navy SEAL. We'll be right back with us in a few minutes. Stick around.
Eldorado Reno 500 and Dirt Live Off-Road Expo and Vehicle Demonstration combined with off-road racing in Reno, Nevada. July 7th through the 13th. Come enjoy this jam-packed week of Monster Freestyle Motocross, Ninja Stunt Bike Team with a 2-day off-road explosion, and race tech under the famous arch in downtown Reno. Unlimited pre-running starts Sunday, July 7th with free off-road expo. Standard entry fees, no increase for this big race. Arrive and drive race programs are available through Wide Open Excursions. For complete details, visit hdarace.com or dirtliveexpo.com. All events are free.
The Eldorado brought you Power Pennies, where you get bonus spins for free play and bonuses follow you. Now, we're giving you more power to win with Power Ponies. Now win 5 times more on hourly races. More power to win. Win free play daily with random birthday bonus. Fantastic Friday slot tournaments. Win up to $1,000. Play Power Pennies at the Eldorado.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. We're still out here in Chula Vista, California. Let's give a big shout out here. Come on, fans. So we want the people all over the world to know we have a huge amount of people. This gentleman with me, I want you to give it up. His name is Wes Ritchie, and he was a Navy SEAL. He's retired. Give it up, a Navy SEAL. Come on. These are the guys that sneak in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, that you won't even know they're there, right?
Not in this country.
But not here, but we would do it here. But I remember when I met you a couple years ago, this gentleman races motorcycles and solo. We're talking by himself. Incredible, Wes.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we met at the Silver State 300, and I can't wait to start racing under Rogers sanctions. And we're working on a brewery and distillery right now, so I can hopefully buy Rogers' truck. Right, Rog?
Yeah, he wants to buy Rogers' truck over there. You got to sell a lot of beer.
I do. I have a little Mattel Hot Wheels trophy truck right now. That's all I can afford, but...
Let's talk, Wes, a little bit about you opened up a brewery out here in Sante.
That's correct. We opened a brewery and distillery. We just opened on Saturday. We're right in the Wheatlands Park area, the off-road industrial park there. We're right in front of the Santee Drive-In movie theater. So if you're heading 67 North, you'll see a giant sign on the building right there. And we're open from noon to 9 weekdays, Friday, Saturday, noon to 10 p.m.
All right, you donated the beer for this grand opening here at the Score International Baja Burgers and Beer. So
Yep.
the beer part of the Baja beer is your beer.
Yes, sir. We well, Fran, I have to give it up for Roger and Elise and Fran. They've been a huge help to our brothers in the Navy SEALs that have passed away. We've done a lot of fundraisers with them. And last year in Chula Vista Harbor Days, Fran donated several kegs to the families of our fallen. And we're returning the favor today. We opened our brewery, so I brought her a keg. And it's our Revolver IPA. So it has to do with the Wild West. It's called Revolver. We have 6 different types of hops in it. And I've just returned to Fran and tell her thank you very much for everything, and Roger and Elise. So cheers.
Let's give it up for Wes, what he's doing. I mean, not only did he protect us and let us do the things that we get to do. These guys are veterans that allow us to be able to race, do the things that we like to do. He's out here protecting us and some of the great things that you did, right?
Absolutely.
You guys, I know you guys kind of go, well, you know, it's our job, you know, what we do, and it is tough to be a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, well, it's a fun job.
I think you had
It's
Roger.
a great job.
You took Roger out there, give him a little test. Was he pretty good?
Yeah, he was good. Roger, I've known Roger for several years. He's been a great friend and a good mentor of mine. And we brought him out on our range in Fallon, and we let him shoot some of our 50 cal and shoot some of all the different 40 mic and different weapon platforms we shoot from all of our off-road vehicles. So Roger brought his trophy trucks, and we brought our MRAPs and Humvees, and it was a good time every time we go up to Fallon. So,
Could you guys beat that trophy truck?
absolutely.
So you guys are a lot faster. Man, some fast vehicles.
I know. Well, I don't know if we're so much about speed. but our guys get the job done. They're pretty amazing in what they do. So very humbling community, and I was glad to be a part of it for 9 years.
So Wes, yeah, I mean, to be a Navy SEAL, you got to train to be underwater for a certain time and fly in the middle of the night, and some of the great things that you guys did. Your guys went in and took Osama bin Laden, right?
Yeah, teammates of mine got the opportunity to do that, and that was a solid victory for our country. So very proud of them for that. There's a lot of different things you have to go through to get that opportunity to earn a trident, and I was fortunate enough to be healthy and get through it and accomplish the job. So
when are you going to start riding bikes again?
as soon as I can afford it, George.
All right.
I tell my wife
right.
we're trying to start a business, get rocking and rolling, but deep down the brewery is to feed my addiction for off-road.
All right. So everybody, the name of the business, once again.
Name of our company, BNS, Brewing and Distilling. We're doing, we have 4 beers on tap right now, and we have our whiskey, vodka, and gin coming out. My partners and I have been working day in, day out for the last 8 months, and very fortunate to have the business partners that I do put in 20 hours a day. Please come see us on June 22nd. June 22nd, we're going to have a grand opening, and I've been talking with Roger. Hopefully we can bring the whole SCORE team out there, fill the parking lot, have a huge event, huge turnout, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone out there, the whole off-road community.
Well, we know Tommy T's in Ridgecrest, a bar, watching. They always watch every Tuesday. So Tommy at Tommy T's, get a hold of BNS, get some of the beer from these guys. So thank you very much, Wes, for joining us here at Dirt Live.
Thank you, George.
We really appreciate all what you've done throughout your life.
Absolutely.
And now you're retired and businessman.
So now we can enjoy our freedom over a beer.
Right. Okay. We're going to go to a short break, maybe a video, right? And we'll be right back with an incredible, talking about motorcycles. We're going to bring back a motorcycle team that is the only motorcycle in the history of off-road racing to nerve B.J. Baldwin. There has never been a motorcycle that nerved a trophy truck. These guys have done it. They set the Guinness Book record for it. We'll bring them on in 1 second. So stick around.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All German motorsport in Baja, California, qualifying for the Baja 500. It's for the first time we're doing a qualifying round to see where we start in the Baja 500. And it takes place today on a 4.21 mile course. So fast, the bottles are rattling. And here it is, the All German Motorsports Desert Lizard in the new Schiffler color. A lot of people, a lot of media people, over under more than 100 people. Still like qualifying, just testing it out. Here is Armin Schwarz on the left and Martin Christensen thinking about how to attack the course. We are still just testing the circuit, and we have like four times around it before the actually trial starts. This is just jumping out there to get a feel for it. Armin Schwarz, of course, got to drive, and Bill Savage has given us the thumbs up because he's the guy in charge of things being ready to rock and roll. And you got to be named Savage with a beard like that. So here we go. The green lizard is off, Armin Schwarz driving, and it's 4.21 miles to see where we're gonna start the Baja 500. Hang time is good. And we have just tested the trophy truck at Master City, and we love the new setup with the new Fox shocks and the new 5-gear 40 gearboxes really well. Schiffler torque converter. So here we are coming in at 556, which means that we are coming in at number 8. Number 1 is Robbie Gordon, who comes in at 538. He's driving like he always does, totally flat out, and does not care about the machinery works or not. Armin Schwarz is happy with the result because we wanted to be somewhere a little after the beginning and not at the end, and everything worked out. Here we are controlling the numbers, and we are coming in and starting at number 8 is a really, really good starting point for all German motorsports. We are ready for the Baja 500.
All right, we're back. Let's give it up for the motorcycle guys right here on a 306. If you checked out the back wheel, this is how they finished with no tire. Pretty tough to ride without a tire, Fred. So, Fred Soepke, how do we say your last?
Soepke.
Soepke,
yeah.
And this was your other partner?
Yeah, it's Dave Sterrett.
Okay, Fred, you ride 500 miles, you finally lose your tire 10 miles from the finish, and you can't, was it you couldn't stop, or you just decided to nerf B.J. Baldwin?
Well, at the very end, I figured BJ almost ran me over in the silt wash, right, coming in 10 miles in. I didn't even have a light. And it was the worst timing possible to ever fall down when a trophy truck's coming right behind you. So I figured I'd give him a little love tap at the end. So I hope he didn't get pissed.
I don't even think he felt your bike.
No, probably not.
Probably not. He probably thought just must have been a dog that just bumped into me or something. But great job, you guys. I know you represent Baja Mex Insurance.
That's
if
correct.
anyone needs insurance when you're down in Mexico, get a hold of you, Fred.
Yeah.
You guys have insurance.
Yeah,
It's
we've
pretty
been
cool.
down in San Isidro for 39 years, and we're going to stay in San Isidro for some time. So Baja Mex Insurance.
Well, how did you end up in the over 30 class overall?
Well, we were racing sportsmen for about 5 years, and we won the 1,000 2 years ago, and we won our class championship 2 years in a row. And so we decided it was time to step it up and go for the Pro 30 class.
So how did you finish overall?
Well, we actually got 8th place. We would have done a little bit better if we wouldn't have lost our tire. We lost a lot of time on that, and we had one guy go down in Borrego, and he lost about 15 minutes. He couldn't get the bike started up again. But it was a great day. We finished.
Is this probably the only problem with the bike?
I would
Tire?
say that's a big problem. Yeah, that was. Yeah, there's the only mechanical problem we had, other than the headlights. Yeah, we didn't have any lights. So what happened was when Jake Stagg brought the bike to me at Ojos Negros at Race Mile 460, I either had to choose to throw on another tire or throw on the lights, but our charging system wasn't working. So I decided just to take it in with the flat tire. And then the tire disintegrated at Race Mile 4, about 487.
Wow.
And,
That's and like I say, what was it like? I mean, the last 10 miles, a little bit of asphalt, then you jump in the wash, and coming through that wash with no tire.
Well, believe it or not, the riding in the wash wasn't so bad. I was on a learning curve, so. But as soon as I hit the concrete, it was like I was on a mirror, and it was extremely slippery. On the turns, it was really tough.
Now let's talk about this is one of your crew guys right here.
Yeah.
Without a crew guy, go ahead and tell everybody your name.
Matt Capdeville. I was in charge of the tire change
And
the return authorization to Dunlop.
Hmm.
Some little kid ran off with the tire, so I don't even have anything to send back.
Yeah, you
And
can't
the back
say.
of the bike also, the fender. Some kids ran off with that too.
All right, other guys on the team. Dave, is it Dave?
Yeah, Dave
Dave.
Sterrett. I rode from San Mateus to just south of Cuatro Casas, and about 120 miles. Had a good day. No crashes until the last 4 blocks. There was a silt bed, and I crashed right into the silt bed right before I was going to get off the bike. It's pretty funny.
All right, and then
And
who
also,
else rode with
Jake
you guys?
Stagg, he rode from Cuatro Casas to Ojos Negros, and then Scott Muzzy from Arizona, and Matt Lanendorf also from Arizona.
All right. Well, good job. I mean, you guys made it to the finish. Pretty cool with the changes, Fred. I know you like the coast pretty much down there near Collinet, and you like that area?
That's my favorite section, but Jake Stagg, that's his specialty. He's the fastest guy in our team, and he sprays every single turn faster than any of us could do it. So he normally gets that section. I normally do the start and the finish because I know that section the best.
All right, well, congratulations to you guys. You finished, even on no tire. And thanks for coming by here for the grand opening. I know you guys live in the area.
Yeah.
And I know you'll plan on coming back and eating some burgers.
For sure. We'll be here again soon.
All right.
Hey,
Maybe we'll come up with a no-tire burger or something, you know?
Hey, I'd like to say thanks to Carlos Orozco from Baja Pits. We've been using Baja Pits for 8 years, and we couldn't be racing Baja without him. So I'd like to say thanks for Carlos, Baja Pits.
Very much. Give it up for Carlos from Baja Pits. Great job for you guys out there. Without him, you guys wouldn't have any pit support. All right, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by the winners of Class 8, Derek Flesher and Iribe, that won Class 8, doing it for RPM Racing. We'll be right back after this.
The Eldorado brought you Power Pennies, where you get bonus spins for free play and bonuses follow you. Now, we're giving you more power to win with Power Ponies. Now win 5 times more on hourly races. More power to win. Win free play daily with random birthday bonus. Fantastic Friday slot tournaments. Win up to $1,000. Play Power Pennies at the Eldorado.
The Eldorado Reno 500 and Dirt Live Off-Road Expo and Vehicle Demonstration combined with off-road racing in Reno, Nevada. July 7th through the 13th. Come enjoy this jam-packed week of Monster Freestyle Motocross, Ninja Stunt Bike Team with a 2-day off-road explosion, and race tech under the famous arch in downtown Reno. Unlimited pre-running starts Sunday, July 7th with free off-road expo. Standard entry fees, no increase for this big race. Arrive and drive race programs are available through Wide Open Excursions. For complete details, visit hdarace.com or dirtliveexpo.com. All events are free.
Awesome trip. Hey, welcome back. Everyone here, give a warm welcome to Rudy Iribe, the winner of Class 8 at the Baja 500 with Derek Fletcher. You know, good job, Rudy. You guys for RPM Racing. You heard me talking to Robbie, one of your teammates. Pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, we've had quite a bit of luck in the Class 8 for the last 2.5 years. We've had a lot of successes, a lot of wins. And, you know, thanks to Robbie, Justin, and Clyde Stacy, obviously, for the support and the sponsorship. And, you know, what can I say? We got a little bit lucky again, and we came across the finish line just a few minutes in front of the second guy. And even though we were way in the back all day long, so luck counts, and it's not over until the fat lady sings.
That's true. And the fat lady was singing when you got to the finish line. So what kind of day? I mean, you hear us talking about some of the different guys. Robbie's day. Did you start or Derek start?
I did the start. I went from the start to race mile 301, so all the way to Highway 1. And we had a couple of issues. One of them was an electrical issue right about race mile 60, which put us way back, and we got passed even by the UTVs. So we were behind the UTVs, and by the time we got to the summit, we had to wait a long time. So that put us back even further, and at the end of, by Borrego, we were behind 5 hours behind schedule.
A little bit farther than you really wanted to be. So you just kind of hung in there. Any major problems with the truck at all?
No, you know, that truck has always been very good to us. Well, obviously, we take care of it. We're gentle, and that has proven to be a winning combination. And so, other than the small electrical ignition problem, it did take us about an hour to diagnose it and get it going again. But that really put us back in the slower classes to get up the summit, and then I made a mistake trying to pass somebody in the summit and got stuck, and that cost us another 4 hours.
Well, you have a great team, Clyde Stacy and Justin Matney, the owners, and they know how to pick winners. I know, a lot of different drivers they've picked with Lalo, with Juan Lopez, his son. Incredible team that you guys have. And then Clyde in Class 5, 1600, and so many different classes that he's entered.
It's kind of incredible. I used to be racing in Class 8 and stock full with Ken Croker and General Tire. And racing one vehicle was hard enough. And you can imagine racing 8 vehicles in any score event or HDRA or BITD. It's a mind-boggling, and you just got to run with it and stay cool and calm and get it to the finish.
Well, how did we end up at San Felipe? I know you guys were close up there.
Well, in San Felipe, I drove the Super 8 or the Trophy Spec.
Right.
And we didn't have a lot of competition. There was only 2 vehicles, and we came on top. We won. And I was driving the Trophy Truck Spec for Clyde, and Clyde drove the finish. And the Class 8 actually rolled early in the race, about 40 miles into it. So
yeah.
The Class 8 DNF in San Felipe.
So now you got a good finish. Are you going to drive the Class 8 at the 1,000?
Well, I believe our next race is going to be the Reno 500.
You're going to go for that.
We're going to go for Reno. And then obviously we're going to do the 1,000. And at this time, I don't know what my driving duties will be, whether the Super 8 or the 8. And quite frankly, I'll drive anything. I'll go back to my roots, which are motorcycles, and the only thing I want to do is race, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Whatever it is, you race. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Tijuana and I raced here in San Diego most of my life, so back in Tijuana and San Diego, and so, right here by the border.
Hey, everybody here, give it up for Rudy Iribe, the winner of Class 8 this weekend. A long day for you, Rudy, but you guys pulled it off and walked away with a beautiful trophy.
Well, the lesson again is, never quit till you cross the checker flag, and that's what we did. We kept it together, and it paid off. I also want to thank Baja Pits, Carlos Orozco, for supporting us and being there across all of these races that we do throughout the year, not just in SCORE, but in many of the other events. And so big thanks to Baja Pits, Carlos Orozco and his crew. Obviously, thanks for Speed and RPM and all our sponsors. And also, thanks to Roger Norman for taking the helm and putting on such a great race. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, we're going to take a short break once again. When we come back, we're going to join with another winner, Elias Hanna, the winner of Class 7 SX. We'll be back next in 1 minute. We'll be right back.
The Eldorado Reno 500 and Dirt Live Off-Road Expo and Vehicle Demonstration combined with off-road racing in Reno, Nevada. July 7th through the 13th. Come enjoy this jam-packed week of monster free style motocross, ninja stunt bike team with a 2-day off-road explosion and race tech under the famous arch in downtown Reno. Unlimited pre-running starts Sunday, July 7th with free off-road expo. Standard entry fees, no increase for this big race. Arrive and drive race programs are available through Wide Open Excursions. For complete details, visit hdarace.com or dirtliveexpo.com. All events are free.
Hey, welcome back to Dirt Live. Let's give it up to this gentleman, multi-time champion, Elias Hanna from Ensenada, Mexico. Come on, this guy, you came all the way from Ensenada today.
Actually, I live here in San Diego, so it was a close drive.
Well, but you are from Ensenada.
That's right.
All right. We were there today. We just came back from Ensenada. Well, you know, you've won, championship in your class 2010, 2011, 2012. And let's talk a little bit about what you've done this year. I mean, you're winning everything.
Well, this year we're actually leading the World Championship. We decided to race HDRA and score only. So we're competing to get that gold under our belt. And next year the plan is jump into Class 6. So we're trying to get another gold and put up that record.
So you just put them down at the 500. You come up to Reno, go for that, and then do the last race, the last two races, the one in September and then the one in November, and go for that World Championship. What do you think? I mean, to have that World Championship title, how important is that for you?
Actually, it's going to be an amazing accomplishment to our team and to our all race fans that support the Asian Motorsports team. So next year we're going to be racing the Class 6, so this is the last year I'm going to be competing on 7SX.
Decided to step it up a little bit, Class 6, a little more competitive.
That's right. It's going to be a brand new truck. We're going to just step into a new class, new goals. I mean, we know it's going to be a little bit tough because there's a bunch of good competitors and good trucks and teams out there, but we'll do our best, try to do it step by step and start doing a good job.
Well, I know you have to have probably the biggest crew in racing. I mean, we didn't have enough room on the podium celebrating Sunday up there when you got the awards. You had 50 or 60 of your great crew behind you up there. That was awesome.
That's right. A lot of people support my team, my family, my crew, friends. I mean, all the fans down there really like the Asian Motorsports team when we're up in the podium.
Well, like I said, you're living here now in San Diego, grew up in Ensenada, but when you're down there racing, really you're representing Mexico, and how does that feel when you're racing around and the fans just love you?
That's right. I mean, every single course, you can actually see people cheering for us and giving us the great support that we need to keep it going. I solo every single race. I mean, I drive the Baja 1000 all the way. So you can actually see the people that cheer through all the entire course, and that gives me the power to keep driving.
Well, let's talk about, it takes a lot of people behind you, some sponsors. Let's give a big shout out while we're live here. Some of the people behind you have some great sponsors, and that's what it takes.
That's right. I mean, those companies are who make this possible for our team and get us up in the course and keep racing us all the events. We've done Lucas Oil, BF Goodrich, Method Wheels, Osiris, Fox Shocks. I mean, all the people that support my team, I really, really appreciate your help.
Well, thank you very much, Elias. You're such a champion, all the years that you've won, and I hope I'm able to hand you that World Championship trophy when we do. Great job at the 500.
Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for this guy. Lives in San Diego, from Ensenada, Mexico. And I can say, Viva Mexico.
That's right.
Okay. I know every time I said that on somebody's deal, they took a drink. So they must have got drunk by the end of the show. All right. We're going to wrap up the show here in this beautiful town of Chula Vista. Let's give it up for the grand opening right here for Score International Off-Road Racing, Baja Burgers and Beer. Give it up. The grand opening. And come by whenever you can and hang out. And also, Elias, all you guys that are here, if you have anything, posters, jerseys, anything racing paraphernalia, drop it off, autograph it, give it to Fran. She wants to put it up on the wall. We want to make this a place where everyone can come, hang out, enjoy yourselves, have a burger, whatever. So right now, we're going to close the show right here. George Anthill, out of here. We want to thank the fans, our crew, everybody that worked hard down there in Ensenada, Mexico, to give you all that live coverage that you saw Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all the way till 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Thank you very much. We're out of here. We'll see you next week on Dirt Live.
Dirt Live is brought to you in part by Wide Open Excursions. It's your turn to drive. Dirt Live, promoting racers one interview at a time.